Alright, we're back playing Final Fantasy VII, and now we're at the Chocobo Racing Center, and if you talk to this person in the middle, obviously you can bet on Chocobos, which can net you some items, and funny stuff, and like that. But if you talk to Esther, the first time you talk to her, she talks about, oh, you're back, I guess you want to register a Chocobo, but I've had to race previously, so... But yeah, register C-rank Chocobo. Always pick the short course, it just takes longer. The minute the race starts, oh, look at it, top speed 153, maxed out stamina, yeah, I'm so much better than all these guys. Immediately hit the button to basically, select button to basically control things. The Chocobo will pretty much blitz run on its own because, you know, look at how fast he's going there. Look how much of a lead I have in the upper right. Yeah, this is... You can hold R1 and R2 to basically restore your stamina even as you're running. No matter how fast you're going. And that was not sped up. You could do speed. You could do the speed up command, and even. I mean, obviously, it won't be this obscene all the time. These are C-rank Chocobos there, so I am much faster than all of them. It only took about 30 Silcus Greens to get his speed maxed out and his intelligence maxed out, meaning that he'll obey pretty much everything I say, which is great because you don't want a Chocobo that, you know, that tells you to go fuck yourself. But yeah, so this is gonna basically just be fun with racing and showing you the rewards as they increase. Okay, hurry up, guys. Yeah, you have to wait for at least the second Chocobo to cross the finish line, and we get a tranquilizer for our efforts. And she'll ask you for exchange for item or GP. Obviously, I don't care about tranquilizers, so I'll take the GP. And yeah, you get 10. This is how you can gain, you know, GP to get like your skill plus materia or your EXP plus materia, as well as using any other thing that uses it around here in the battle arena, without having to pay Gil for it. And we're gonna use Cookie again. It takes about 3 wins with the Chocobo to upgrade its rank. And here we get a Turbo Ether or a Mega Elixir, which are... Yeah. Cookie's basically going to, because of their intelligence, they're basically going to run at a absurd speed. He's running probably about 110 or 120 right now, which is still faster than the people that are running behind him, but obviously, you know, it's still not even close to his max speed. And once you're pretty much set in your win, you can just fast forward to have Chocobo do a seizure spaz out. And there's no real way to manipulate who's going to come in second. And obviously you have to come in first to get a reward at all. It doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter which one there. Oh, so we got a Turbo Ether, which you will get plenty of any amount of grinding, so you don't need to have this at all, but this should be worth a fair amount. Yeah, 150? Yeah. I think Mega Elixirs are worth like 500, but they're also very, very valuable. Let's go to Cookie again. Yeah. These only took about 4 minutes to get them close to rank up, and again, there's nothing special down there. After this, they should rank up to B, and then you'll deal with Chocobos that have speeds in the 90s area, which, you know, isn't insurmountable, but... Well, this is not for me, but I mean, it means you'd have to look at... Essentially, you have to look at your Chocobo and go, okay, do I need to go feed it some more greens to have it compete? I mean, if you're on, like, a tight budget. As you haven't sold a mastered all materia yet. I would not recommend starting from, especially once you get to A or S, I would not recommend starting with the speed up on, because you might need to manage sprinting or other, you know, your increase your speed and whatnot, and we get another turbo other, which is great. Honestly, you could probably... Yeah, we're first. And Chocobo will go right. So now they're B. The rewards should be better. I think most of them are still consumables at this point. Yeah, potions and the class screen changes and whatnot. Yeah, but now you start getting ice crystals and swift bolts. Oh, yeah. Of course, look who's here. It's fucking Joe. Yeah, he's the only one that can have more than 1,000 stamina, and he will always have a better Chocobo than you, which is kinda cheap. Just gonna have him, or just hold square to make sure that I have the maximum speed possible. Because Joe won't always run, even though he can run at 169, he won't always. Because he still has to worry about his stamina, but obviously the trick of holding down R1 and R2 to replenish your stamina will essentially keep me at max speed the entire race. Because you notice I'm actually losing some stamina. But you still hold all those buttons, and then I can hit circle, and I can sprint, and it starts to deplete my stamina, but I'm, you know, running far ahead of him. And there, that's how you can beat Joe. That works pretty much on any level, because Joe will always just have, or he will just have a slightly better Chocobo than the other racers. But he will always have a better Chocobo than you. So if you have an obscenely overpowered Chocobo like I have, he will have that absurd nonsense that you saw there. And I don't care about Swift Bolts at all, so even to the point of view where it's like crap, there, money. Yes, let's register. Joe will not always appear in every race. He will not appear in C rank at all. He will rarely appear in B, and he's always in spot 2, so you can just press R1 to check if he's going to be in your race, and if not, then you'll be fine. I don't get how they all do that little flip up at the beginning. Yeah, if you took the long course, instead of going straight at the first thing, you go left to go around that pink loop, and it would come back basically here. It just adds more to this course. So yeah, Joe won't always appear in B, he won't always appear in A, though it's much more common, and I think he's almost always in S, which means if you can't beat him, then you're gonna have a hard time grinding out any sort of rewards from the S rank races, because he's almost always gonna be there. So he's almost always gonna win if you can't beat him. And, you know, you have to basically wait for him to not be there and get the reward you want, and get the person in second who you want to... Yeah, I got a potion. Yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna take the potion. Yeah, give me that potion. And, okay. One more race should raise us to A. Sometimes, ooh, Mega Elixir. Okay, he's not here either. Sometimes, if you have Sid or Tifa in your party, they will ask to race. If you have both of them, it's always Tifa. And there's no real point in having them... There's no point in having them do it. There's also no point in having them not do it, because the Chocobo listens to them just as much as it does to you. They don't have any special abilities or downsides to them racing. It just changes the sprite of who's riding the Chocobo. It really, I guess it's just to break up the monotony of watching Cloud's spiky ass run this course endlessly. If I can fit in the super reward that you get for racing, I will fit it in this episode. If not, I will just tell you what it is. We seem to be doing well on time there. Okay, we're gonna get a high potion. It shouldn't really be worth anything, so I'm just gonna take the item. Yeah, now we're in A. This is where things start to get complicated, but where the rewards start to get good. Okay, see, fire... Oh, that's not a very... And, of course, we have Joe. Yeah, see, these guys are still not really of any consequence. It's just freaking Joe. And the thing is that even though Joe is in this race, and he is in a quote-unquote higher rank, his Chocobo didn't go any stronger because it can't. It's always leveled to... Why are you running against the wall? Where the hell is he? I'll run him. Try to get some stamina back as I do. Because though we are ahead, he is not beaten. Come on, make it. There we go. The only good thing about Joe is that when he's there, the races you can tend to quit out on the races faster because you only need the person in second to pass the finish line to actually exit out of the race. And he's pretty much from right now on, he will always be basically on your ass. The only thing that improves about Joe's Chocobo, okay, see, in the middle there, we have the enemy away materia. That is the opposite of the enemy lure materia. And though I didn't actually, I mean, I don't care for it, because especially in this version of the game, because I can turn the encounters off. But even normally, I don't really care, because, you know, random encounters don't really affect me that much, other than, you know, waste my time. Plus, it helps you gather strength, so unless you're really attempting to do something without getting harassed by enemies, you know, there's no point to it. I got it just for completion's sake. And look at how, like, I mean, they're further along the track there than they were in B or C, but they're still way the hell back there. Just give me one. Okay, I'll get Tranquilizer. Thanks, game. This is what I meant about not being able to really control what items you get, because you can't control who comes in second in any way. The only one you can control is Joe, and even then, you can't... The prize is always going to be 1-2, and you can't control... Yeah, see, there he is again. Also, at the top, we have the Sneak Attack materia, which is awesome, and you should really attempt to get that as soon... Well, I mean, obviously you can't really attempt to get it, but you should not really stop racing until you have it, and pretty much all the materia rewards will carry over from A to S. They will continue to appear, as well as new ones, so you aren't really shut out from winning them if you don't win them in these A ranks. You don't have to go get another Chocobo and, you know, race them up to A and hope that you get it in the next 3 wins, or, you know, throwing a race if what the reward you want isn't there. It's just, the rewards will continue to carry. Okay, so there we go. And we got a Tranquilizer. Damn it, game. Also, you might have noticed the hero drink as the prize. That will increase. Unlike the... Okay, yeah, because this is going to move us to S. Yeah. The hero drink actually will raise your stat parameters during battle for pretty much the entire duration of it. Unlike in the next game, where it made you invincible for a short period of time. Yeah, see here, Biju's gonna have to hop on. And there's no reason to tell him yes or no. So yeah, there's another enemy away. The Choco Bracelet is an armor. I think that just has 8 slots, but crappy defense. And yeah, look at these guys. These are like our ranked Chocobos there. Though despite, I think this is my Chocobo's top speed. Because I tried to give him more greens and it said there was no change. So yeah, we're basically now in the middle of the pack, and you have to use the stamina restoration thing to even consider winning this race. Because even though I have pretty much about a couple hundred more stamina than them, which is the only reason why I'm ahead now, because I'm essentially running at top speed while they have to slow down to preserve stamina, it does not guarantee anything. Especially if you get caught up in the middle of the pack for a while. Now, the thing about trying to win a Chocobo bracelet is, one, it's not very good. I don't think it is, anyway. I don't know if it has any hidden secondary effects that I don't care for, but... Now we're just going to win another Swift Bolt. But also, you get one anyway. Because what I'm attempting to do here is win 10 consecutive times. In S. Okay, gold. Okay, Cat's Bell. Cat's Bell is an item, or is an accessory that will restore your HP as you walk. Not very useful, but Precious Watch is another piece of armor that I don't think actually does a whole lot, but it does sell for a ton. But yeah, see, I'm outpacing that guy, and he's sprinting. But yeah, but Esther will give you 4 items if you win, I think, 10 consecutive races. And this should be number 3, I think? I'm only at 16 minutes, so I should be able to squeeze it in. And hopefully I can get some the actual good rewards that show off what they do, so I'm not, you know, you don't think I'm lying to you. Okay, 1 in 5. There's Precious Watch. I'll take the item. Yeah, 8 things, no defense, 8 slots. Absolutely absurd. This is actually my grinding setup. But yeah, if you didn't win one, even if you did win one, but if you don't win one, don't worry about it, because Esther will hand you one. She will also hand you the other armor piece that I was talking about. Okay, there's another sneak attack, and enemy way, and a Mega Lifter. And there's fucking Joe. Yeah, see, the Chocobos right ahead of me and behind me right now are actually sprinting because they're trying to get a lead, but you can essentially just out-top speed them. The only problem you might have is you can't really out-top speed Joe because he has higher top speed than you, and he has more stamina, which, when you have even if you have max stamina, like, he can still essentially outrace you the entire time doing the same tricks you have without running out of stamina, simply because of how much, you know, stamina he actually has. We're just gonna run and make sure we beat him. Please be sneak attack. Oh, enemy way I'll take. A lot of the materia and equipment is actually very, is worth a lot of MGP. So if you get like a second enemy away right here, you can trade it in for GP. Just mess around. But yeah, look at that. 10% max HP down, 8 magic and magic death, and 20% NP. That is absurd. But yeah, I will show off all the fruits of all that eventually. Let's keep racing Cookie there. Yeah, you can ride again, B dude. No one's gonna stop you. This race is absolutely useless. Yeah, apparently being near the left wall and always letting the Chocobo run where it wants is a silly idea. Get your head out of his ass. Thank you. So yeah, it's really the secret to winning is knowing to hold R1 and R2 to increase your stamina as you're running. Because that really helps you just keep your speed up maximum, and then essentially just outrun everybody based on the fact that they need to abide by physics and slow down. And we get a Phoenix down. I have more than enough of those. But they're only worth, no, they're only worth 10 GP. Let's keep going. I think there are a few different rewards that I haven't seen yet. Oh yeah, sprint shoes. This was the item that I was supposed to get from that woman at the arena that didn't show up. It is an accessory that gives you auto haste. So this is the other way to get them if you want them on your entire party. Auto haste is not bad in any way. However, the sheer amount of status ailments you will face off against in the North Cave, as well as the number of instant death attacks, make me, you know, question trying to use them because, you know, it seems superfluous to not be protected against, like, confusion and petrify and the level 4 death. But, you know, you can if you want to. And when we're gonna eventually have to split the party into 3, 3, and 2 to fight a boss, and you can use them there, because obviously, unless you go ham morphing a bunch of Hochus from the arena, it is unlikely you will have enough ribbons. You can also morph a King Tonberry in the North Crater into a ribbon, I think. You're gonna ride again? And you sure are being demanding today, B-Dude. Which isn't really... sneak attack, okay. I don't think there's a trigger for... when certain rewards start appearing. Like, I don't have to win the sneak attack materia to get, like, for it to disappear to get something else. I think you can only win one, but I'm not sure. Obviously, you can win as many enemy aways and sprint shoes and choco bracelets and watches and all as you want, as, you know, you feel is necessary. But I'm pretty sure once you win sneak attack, it disappears from the list for good. Because either, or it might not, I can't recall seeing it again, and none of the things I've read about, you know, say that it doesn't come back, so who knows? Please give me sneak attack. Fucking Phoenix now. I'll take the GP. Not yet? Still got to do more? I checked my inventory before starting. Sneak attack again. And again, Joe. Yeah, Joe will appear pretty frequently. But I checked my inventory before starting this episode, so I know I didn't possess a watch and a bracelet ahead of time, so I don't think that I've gotten this reward before. I could be wrong. I could be doing this uselessly for nothing. But I think this is win 8 or 9. Now you see, if you see on the top there, you can see the chocobo sprinting by the angle of their face. So you want to, if you're in the home stretch there and you see Joe behind you, and you want to watch him, because you see his chocobo do the head tilt, you want to do that too, because he's trying to sprint to catch you. And we get an Antarctic wind. Why do we always get the worst? It's like they give me... They'll give me, like, you know, enemy away and sneak attack. But the third, I'll always get the third reward, which will always be some stupid consumable. It's not worth the crap. I get enemy away again. Or at least a Mega Elixir this time. Is Joe around? Yeah, of course he is. That guy is just booking it. Let them go. This way I'm kind of out of things to say, because this is... Well, now it's pretty boring. I mean, this is just running. But yeah, we are approaching the end of this game. I think that's all, aside from killing the weapons, which will be saved for after the initial defeat of the game. Well, okay, I'll take a Mega Elixir. Especially over an enemy away that I already have. But I'm not gonna... Yeah, 300 GP. That's basically... Really? Not yet? Alright, one more. There. Sneak attack one more time. Obviously, don't stop racing until you get that, because I don't think you won't need it. I use it for something against Ruby Weapon, but it's not really necessary. Though, it does make Ruby Weapon absurdly easy, kind of cheeses him out, and I don't feel bad about it. Because he is, quite frankly, an asshole. They both are. At this, actually, yes. Yeah, see, Joe started sprinting at the end there, but I was already too close to the finish line, so... Come on, sneak attack. And enemy away. Hooray. 300 GP, there we go. Really? One more time. I'm running out of time here. The timer's almost 27 minutes, so this is going to be the last race, whether I get it or not afterwards. But obviously I don't have a... I haven't lost, so I don't know like what the deal is. It's 10 consecutive wins in S rank. She talks about how impressed she is. She gives you a watch, a bracelet, and I think a couple other items that I've forgotten about. But I don't recall them being that over, you know, there's nothing game-breaking or unique. So it's not really, I just wanted to show it off just to, you know, there's a more tangible reward than just endlessly spamming trying to get sneak attack. And we get another Shovel bracelet. Yeah, the bracelet and... Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, winning at jockeys in the rank. And here's something. You get a sprint shoes, a precious watch, a cat's bell, and a Shovel bracelet. And the counterattack materia. Which actually I don't think is counterattack. No, it is counterattack. Okay. Oh, shit, there is... Oh, I have that. There it is. This is the other reward that you can win in the Chocobo Racing. This is the one that only appears once. And it's counterattack. It's command counter. Which basically, what happens is, when you get attacked, you will counterattack, but you will counterattack with whatever paired command is. And it works with... it doesn't work with things like double cut or slash all. It doesn't work with command changers. It works with commands. What is a command? Mine. So yeah, I'll show that off when I face Ruby Weapon. But that's it for this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. Have a good night, everybody.